Hello, and welcome to the Stephen A. Orthwein Center. My name is Jerry Ehrlich, and I'm the CEO of Paraquad.
And I'm Amy Waymeyer, president of Paraquad.
You know, we're very grateful you've joined us today for the official grand reopening of our fitness center. On behalf of Paraquad's board of directors, as well as both Amy and myself, I want to thank you for your interest and hope you enjoy this evening's event.
Hey, Jerry, you want to take a look around?
I think we ought to. Let's go.
Thank you, Amy and Jerry, and welcome everyone to tonight's virtual event. I'm excited to show you around the center, demonstrate some of our wonderful equipment, and introduce you to a few of our members. The Stephen A. Orthwein Center is a specialized fitness center that serves individuals with disabilities and older adults. Exercise is what we do. Whether someone is just leaving a rehabilitation center or is an athlete working on their fitness, our staff of experienced adapted exercise specialists can help. Our center has a long history in the St. Louis disability community. We originally opened as the Enabling Mobility Center in 2003 as a collaborative effort with the Washington University program in occupational therapy. The program was expanded in 2005 to include an exercise component. By 2017, there was a wait list, and the center was moved to its current location at 5200 Berthold near the Science Center. Until recently, we called this facility the Health and Wellness Center at Paraquad. Our new name honors the legacy of Stephen Orthwein, a world-class polo player who became an advocate for adapted exercise after a spinal cord injury. It also signifies an important change, one that will better serve community needs and one that Stephen and his wife, Jenny Orthwein, envisioned and helped us realize. Let's take a moment and learn a little more about the Orthweins.
We knew we were in the big time. We had seen a lot of falls. We'd had a lot of accidents. And we knew this was a big thing. I met Steve the spring of 1975. I became a big part of his polo life and community, and that's how we raised our children. And we were able to do that all over the world. The highlights of Steve's polo career are just too many to say. He was inducted into, the United States Polo Hall of Fame and recognized throughout the world.
Growing up, Dad was always at the barn. He was always doing things with horses. He was an incredibly kind person, and he touched people's lives wherever they were.
On May 1st, 2016, Steve headed out of the house to go ride on Sunday morning, just like he always did. I got a phone call from his wonderful groom, Annie Ahern, who held the phone up, and he just said, "Partner, I am really messed up." And he just couldn't move a thing.
What we later found was a spinal cord compression that would leave him a quadriplegic for the next year, 2 years.
The most important thing, I think, when you go through an instant change in something like this is to let other people help you. And the great medical teams, the therapists, all make a huge difference. And to have family around is very important.
Our family chose to give a gift to Paraquad because here in St. Louis, we have some of the best medical facilities, but that the therapy afterwards, there wasn't necessarily a facility to continue forward.
if you have 12 to 14, 15 hours a week of therapy, you can live a higher quality of life.
The Orthwein Family Gift is really critical in helping us transform the Health and Wellness Center from a really solid local resource for people with disabilities into a state-of-the-art regional destination that will provide transformative exercise options and that will improve quality of life and health trajectories for people with disabilities.
Steve would be doing this himself with us if he were here, because I know Paraquat would become a big part of our lives.
The Orthwein Gift provided us with a wonderful foundation for a bright future and gave us the momentum that we need to move forward. But we still need additional gifts. We need your help to provide a bright future for many years to come for those in the disability community.
Dad would be incredibly proud. He cared first and foremost about serving other people and being able to give. So this gift and what we're doing is something he'd be incredibly proud of.
I hope it brings lots of recognition to Paraquat, and we as a family will be very proud to have his name on this program.
Thanks to the Orthwein family, in the past few months, we have introduced new equipment and new services focused on helping people make the transition from rehabilitation to community exercise and on better supporting people who have specific exercise goals. As we tour the center, you will learn more about how we accomplish this and the different people who use our services. Right now, we are in the US Bank Atrium, a large, bright space that is home to our C-Mill treadmill and a Rego Pro. Orthwein Center members can use these two pieces of equipment as part of one-on-one exercise training with an adapted exercise specialist. Our one-on-one exercise training program integrates the best of physical and occupational therapy and exercise physiology to optimize fitness and neural recovery. The C-Mill provides body weight supported treadmill training with augmented and virtual reality. It is helpful for people who want to improve their standing balance or walking. For example, if someone wants to increase the length of their steps, we can project exact targets on the floor of the treadmill. Or if someone wants to be able to shift their weight side to side without falling, we can play games that challenge their limits of stability. Safety is key, so all of this is done with a harness on. Training on the C-Mill is based on the proven principles of motor learning, including high training intensity, task specificity, and performance feedback. And the treadmill records performance information so we can easily track improvements over time. Next to the C-Mill is the Rego Pro, a high-tech tilt table with a robotic stepping component that allows people with lower extremity weakness or paralysis to stand and step in a very supported way. The foot plates provide cyclical leg movements that stimulates the central nervous system and provides weight bearing. And once the person is up and stepping, their arms are free to engage in something extra like strength training. The Rego Pro also offers functional electrical stimulation that is fully synchronized with their robotic leg movements. Functional electrical stimulation, or FES, is a widely researched modality that uses low current electrical pulses to activate paralyzed or deconditioned muscles. FES can reduce muscle atrophy, reduce muscle spasms, improve circulation, and increase range of motion. This can help people with neurological impairments, including spinal cord injury, stroke, multiple sclerosis, cerebral palsy, brain injury, and more.
My quality of life has been improved by coming to the Orthwein Center and using some of the specialized equipment. My name is Julie Delger. I have MS, and about 7 years ago, I really had had trouble walking. I couldn't walk more than about 25, 50 feet. And I needed rehab to help train my muscles to work again. Those muscles have kind of tended to atrophy a bit since I can't use them. And the Irigo helps them to stay in tone a little bit so that they don't continue to atrophy. It stimulates muscles that I can't make move on my own. So it helps my muscles remember how to stand and walk because I haven't done those things in years. It helps keep my joints a little bit more limber. Having something help me stay limber is very important. The staff here is wonderful. I have never been disappointed in how helpful they can be. I can't imagine coming here and not having this staff here. I can do things that I couldn't do before. And just having the confidence that I am getting better and I will continue to get better. I'm hoping that with continued use of the specialized equipment here, that I'll get strong enough that I can get up and walk on my own using a rollator, which would be a huge improvement in my quality of life.
I used to be a big fall risk, but with that type of machine, it helps me really gain my strength and balance and confidence to be up tall without falling on my dupa. My name is Don Picorni. I had a stroke, and that led me to wreck on my bike and go over a ravine, and I had a traumatic brain injury, and walking again and using my left side is a problem. But that treadmill helps me regain my sense of balance and strength in my left side. Having that type of machine gives you the confidence and trust to work on whatever you need to work on. I will get stronger because of that C-mill. The staff here are wonderful because they give you confidence as you learn how to navigate walking again and whatever type of disability you have, bouncing back to regaining strength and confidence. So that's what I like about it so much. It's important for the Orthwein Center to have specialized equipment like the C-mill because some of the needs are so specific to that type of equipment. It really helps people gain confidence and trust in taking chances to regain whatever they lost with their disability. People are kind of lost when they go through a stroke or a disability. They're looking for direction. And this Stephen Orthwein Center will provide that direction. Don't be afraid to ask for help because the place here will help you. They're wonderful. I'm hoping to walk again and not be paralyzed. And like I said, I got out of the wheelchair, so things are moving up for me. I know my daughter plays soccer in Denmark, and my goal is to get up and walking strong so I can fly to Denmark to watch these guys play right here. It's pretty awesome.
The next piece of equipment uses functional electrical stimulation to activate and strengthen paralyzed or weak muscles. The Excite includes a large library of pre-programmed activities, including standing up, reaching, and picking up a small item. Each activity has a sequence pattern of stimulation to strengthen muscles through functional movements. So, for example, if someone wants to increase the strength in their quadriceps by performing squats, the Excite will help them fire the correct muscles at the correct time to perform the entire squatting motion. Alternatively, if someone wants to increase their grip strength, the Excite will assist them through each segment of the grasp and release movement. Prompts on the screen make it easy for the person to understand which muscle groups are firing when. It's also very easy for the adapted exercise specialist to make on-the-spot adjustments to the stimulation parameters. The RT300 leg, arm, and core cycle uses functional electrical stimulation to allow people with weakness or paralysis to cycle using their arms or legs. This is a great long-term option for building or maintaining strength and decreasing muscle spasms. Many people use the RT300 for years as a key part of their exercise routine. And with 12 channels, stimulation can be applied not just to the arms and legs, but to scapular stabilizers, abdominals, and back muscles. We are now entering the mobility skills course, an area where people can work on everything from wheelchair propulsion to agility. There is something here for everyone, including ramps that allow a person with hemiplegia to power walk, obstacle courses to practice sharp turns in a wheelchair, overhead track system that prevents falls while walking on a balance beam, punching bags to increase strength and agility. While high-tech equipment can play a very important role in someone's exercise routine, at the end of the day, it's often the expertise of our staff that makes the biggest difference. All of our adapted exercise specialists are therapists, physical therapists, occupational therapists, physical therapy assistants, and occupational therapy assistants. Between us, we have over 40 years of experience working with people with disabilities. Our highly trained staff incorporates the best in exercise research to develop customized plans that are effective and provide accountability. Whether someone wants to learn how to exercise safely after a spinal cord injury, reach a fitness goal while living with multiple sclerosis, or maximize neural recovery after a stroke, we can help. The Orthwein Center has a large multi-purpose room that holds daily group exercise classes and regular education sessions for both members and the larger community. We offer a variety of group classes, including crank cycle classes, cardio drumming, and yoga, and the instructors are skilled at adapting each format to meet a wide range of mobility levels and needs. Education sessions are offered on a regular basis to address health-related topics of interest to the disability community. For people who use manual wheelchairs and are interested in a more intense workout, the Stephen A. Orthwein Center offers the Paramill, a great training tool for cardiovascular endurance.
As a person who loves to work out at the gym, who has a disability, everything here is accessible. So that's one of the benefits of this gym. The adaptive equipment at the Orthwein Center is extremely helpful because a lot of other gyms do not have adaptive equipment. So I think that's what really makes the Orthwein Center stand out for sure. The Paramill is amazing for building endurance. So you would roll on, you would lock yourself in, and you would start just pushing your chair, and it would be like a normal workout. With me playing rugby and other sports, it's really important for me to keep up my stamina and endurance. So it's very helpful. Being in the Orthwein Center, it really showed me that there's more to life than just sitting at home and feeling sorry for yourself. You know, I've been here for about a good 2 years, and the relationships that I've developed has been really, really helpful. People here know what it's like to have a disability, and they can uplift you. There's nothing but positive vibes here. And when people are having a bad day, somebody who is in their same shoes can come over and kind of make their day. To me, that's what makes the Orthwein Center so special.
The largest part of the Stephen A. Orthwein Center is the Emerson Fitness Room, where over 50 pieces of accessible equipment allow people with disabilities to exercise independently. There is always a staff member available to assist with transfers, setup, and questions if needed. Gear like the Active Hands grip aids are available to make the exercise equipment even more accessible. At the Stephen A. Orthwein Center, we understand that strength training is needed not just for large muscle groups, but small ones as well. We have an entire area dedicated to strengthening exercises for the forearm, wrist, and hand. These muscles are important for a lot of everyday tasks like cooking and dressing, and should be included in a well-rounded exercise plan. This area can be especially helpful as people are leaving rehabilitation and would like to continue exercises provided by their occupational therapist. Our participants come from all over the region and from all walks of life. For people with limited incomes, and people with disabilities are twice as likely as the general population to experience poverty, we offer scholarships as funding allows. These scholarships cover part or all of the membership fees. They are made possible through grants and individual donations. So your support of the Orthwein Center makes exercise accessible for people who would not otherwise be able to afford it. One of the things we are really grateful for is that we have some wonderful on-site partners whose services truly complement what we do here at the Stephen A. Orthwein Center. The program in occupational therapy at Washington University and Logan University both provide services right inside our building. These collaborations benefit our participants directly.
The facility we're in is a Washington University program in occupational therapy space. It houses my laboratory, which is enabling mobility and community laboratory. And in this space, we conduct research and offer clinical services to people with disabilities. The research that we offer in this space focuses on enhancing the overall health and wellness of people with disabilities. At any given time, we'll have people come in and help us test different interventions, test different assessment techniques. We conduct focus groups with people with disabilities to learn about their needs. And it's all about really increasing people's physical activity, decreasing their health conditions, and just allowing them to participate in their daily lives. In our space, we also offer clinical services. So we have 2 occupational therapists that have a lot of experience in doing wheelchair seating evaluations. And so folks will come in and get thorough evaluations on their positioning in their wheelchair. Potentially, do they need a new wheelchair? Our clinicians will provide recommendations, work with local rehabilitation suppliers to get the equipment. And then our clinicians will also train them how to use it. Washington University program in occupational therapy and Paraquad have collaborated for over 20 years in many different capacities. I think the best example of collaboration is the original grant that was written for the Health and Wellness Center was actually between Washington University and Paraquad together. And then that further developed into Paraquad turning it into its own program and now becoming the Orthwein Center. We have a unique opportunity here at Washington University program in OT, working with the Orthwein Center, really to learn and advance how people with disabilities best respond to physical activity. How do we assess for it? What are the best interventions and how do we individualize it? And I think our partnership really helps move that mission forward. My hope is that in the future, this laboratory can really be a model or a center that's really recognized nationwide for collecting state-of-the-art data on people with disabilities and physical activity. And we can really move the evidence forward on how we engage people with disabilities to be able to access and participate in physical activity more. We're thrilled to be in this space, Washington University program in occupational therapy. It actually allows us to be in the community working with people with disabilities. And really, if we do it right, we have a great potential here in that Paraquad can give us information about research that needs to be done, and then we can implement it in their space. So what's better than that?
Next up, we're back here in the atrium at the Logan Health Center. They have recently renovated their clinic and expanded their client services.
It is an honor to be a part of the new Orthwein Center, the most unique facility in St. Louis. There is no other place like this in St. Louis, and it is basically the entire collaboration of many organizations providing healthcare and promoting independence for everybody in St. Louis. Logan University in Health Sciences is one of the top chiropractic universities and health science universities in the country. And our clinics, the clinic here within the Orthwein Center is actually a chiropractic center, and it is offering affordable health care for not only the participants and clients of the Stephen Orthwein Center and the Washington University patients, but also for the St. Louis community. So we are very happy to have one of Logan's best and most well-loved clinicians delivering care at the Logan Clinic at the Orthwein Center, and that is Dr. Patricia Estrada. She is also bilingual. She is part of the community, vested in the community, and she has been a part of the initial experience that we had, the collaboration with Paraquad
Chiropractic care is a safe and effective drug-free treatment of the neuromusculoskeletal system. We provide services that can help low back, mid back, neck pain, just to name a few. We are able to give services to our participants of the Orthwein Center, as well as to the general St. Louis community. One of the benefits of being here at the Orthwein Center is that we are able to collaborate with the various services that are provided through Paraquat and Washington University, and also allowing our student doctors of chiropractic an opportunity to provide evidence-based care to the local community.
And it really shows the students how delivering care is a multifaceted experience. And the senior interns, their experiences here at this clinic are above and beyond what they would see in many of the health centers.
I'm looking forward to the future of Logan Health Center here at Orthwein Center. Es un placer poder llevar la atención quiropráctica a la comunidad hispana de San Luis. We have great ideas of improving the care that we're providing to our participants and to the general St. Louis community.
The Stephen A. Orthwein Center is Paraquad's next major step in empowering people with disabilities to increase their independence through choice and opportunity. This state-of-the-art facility is making a positive impact on people every day by offering the tools, resources, and expertise needed to maximize recovery and accomplish fitness goals. If you are interested in joining the Stephen A. Orthwein Center or referring someone for membership, you can call us at 314-289-4202. The first step to join is to schedule an initial assessment with one of our adapted exercise specialists, where we get to know you and learn about your exercise goals. Members pay a monthly membership fee, although limited scholarships are available for qualifying participants. One-on-one training sessions are provided for an additional fee. Please stick around for the live Q&A. You can type your questions in the chat window now, and I will be available shortly to answer your questions.
Thanks again to the Orthwein family, Emerson Bank, U.S. Bank, the family of Sarah Seymour, our anonymous donor, the family and friends of Patrick Jew, and all of the organizations and individuals who have supported our center over the years. It takes the generous support of our whole community to ensure that exercise is accessible to all people. We welcome your donations today. Thanks so much.
Thank you all, and we hope to see you very soon at the Stephen A. Orthwein Center.
Well, thank you so much for joining us for our webinar this afternoon. You met me in the video, but again, my name is Tricia Creel, and I am the director here at the Stephen A. Orthwein Center. I'm going to be around for a little while to answer questions and also introduce you to one of our participants who will be joining me and helping me to answer questions. As you saw in our tour, some of our really valued partners include Washington University, Occupational Therapy Program, and Logan University. We're also grateful to some of our other community partners, including St. Louis University and Encompass Health. These organizations have also sponsored our webinar today and helped us provide some really awesome raffle prizes. So here is our list of lucky raffle winners. Congratulations. We have some folks on this slide, winners of our grand prize and our second grand prize. And then we have a second slide of winners as well. There they are. Again, congratulations. So we will be contacting all of our lucky raffle winners after the webinar via email to give you information about claiming your prize. So I am really pleased to have with me today Kevin Lickenbrock,
who is a longtime Stephen Orthwein Center member, and he is going to be helping me answer some of your questions and provide a really valuable perspective. So, and again, thank you. A lot of you guys have already submitted questions. You did that when you registered. And so Kevin and I are going to start by answering some of those questions. You'll also notice at the bottom of your screen that there's a Q&A box and a chat box. And so you can use those two areas to also ask us questions. We are going to honor your time and make sure that we end this webinar right at 5:30. So if we aren't able to get to all of your questions live today, we will make sure to follow up with everyone after the webinar, and so that we can address everyone's questions. So to get us kicked off, one of the questions that you guys submitted was, what is the Stephen A. Orthwein Center all about, and what are your core values as an organization, which is a really important question. So hopefully we answered a lot of those in the tour that you guys just watched, but I do want to reiterate that the Stephen A. Orthwein Center is all about exercise and using exercise as a tool to help people with disabilities and older adults maximize their independence, reach their goals, and live life to the fullest. So we are fortunate to be part of one of the programs of Paraquad. Paraquad has over 20 programs that serve people with disabilities, and we are one of those programs. And so again, our core values are really about providing people with the resources and the tools to give them freedom and choice and opportunity. So, and I'm going to turn it over to Kevin now and let you hear from him on what he feels like our core values as an organization are.
Well, I've been privileged to be part of this gym for 4 years, the center, and I haven't ever been more excited than I am now to see the wonderful changes that have come about, the additions of equipment, the excitement of the participants. The core values would be the love you feel, the caring that comes from the staff. There's no question that can't be addressed. Sometimes those questions are best answered and addressed by fellow participants. You come for the exercise and you stay for everything else. The camaraderie, the knowledge that's shared. It's a think tank of people to share information on equipment, on activities of daily living, even though we all come with somewhat different issues. We all share many of those same challenges and experiences. And there's just an incredible number of times that I've been helped by a participant or a staff member or someone at Logan or at Wash U. I've experienced, I've benefited from all of those connections.
Thanks, Kevin. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that. We had a lot of questions about how do you join and who comes to exercise with us. And again, some of that was probably answered during the video tour, but I want to reiterate that we are completely post-rehabilitation. So our staff is occupational and physical therapists, but we are not providing therapy here. We are a fitness center. We are just a specialized fitness center. And so members join and they pay a monthly membership fee. One thing that's a little bit different about us is that when new members join, we do an assessment. So you spend an hour with one of our staff members and we get to know you, get to know your exercise goals, get to know your medical history, and just how we can best support you going forward in your exercise journey. We did also have a question about physician releases, and we do not require a physician referral, but we do require a physician release, and that's for safety purposes because, as you learned in the video, some of our equipment, there could be contraindications to using it, and so we want to hear from your physician and get that clearance that that everyone is safe to use the equipment that we have here. So really, really good questions. And also just to note that like a traditional gym, once you have joined and are a member, you have access to come and exercise in our fitness center independently. But we also offer one-on-one training services. So if you're someone who has a specific exercise goal and you want that support and that accountability from a staff member, you can schedule time with us. Or if there's a piece of specialized equipment that you want to use that requires a staff member to be with you while you're using it, then you would schedule one-on-one time with a staff member. And that is an additional fee on top of your membership fee. And then just to answer a little bit about who comes to our gym, a lot of different people. So we have, older adults who don't necessarily identify as having a disability, but just really value coming to exercise in a supportive and welcoming environment where they feel like they can get their questions answered by someone with a high level of expertise. We have people with spinal cord injuries. We have people living with multiple sclerosis, Parkinson's disease, cerebral palsy. Really, it's if you name it, and we have a member who is living with that diagnosis or has gone through that injury at some point in their life. So really a wide range of people, and that could include someone who is living with arthritis. And again, just really wants to come and exercise in an environment where there's an expert staff and a lot of support while they're exercising in case you have questions or concerns about how to use a piece of equipment. Let's go on. We've got some great questions rolling in. There's one question that's not necessarily exercise related, but I think it's really important, and that is, how do I keep living independently? And like I mentioned before, we're very thankful at the Stephen A. Orthwein Center to be part of Paraquat, a larger organization. So obviously we feel pretty strongly that exercise plays a key role in helping someone live independently for a really long time. But we're also able to make referrals to help people meet other needs. So maybe that is education, maybe that is job training, maybe that is finding resources to help you make the transition to living independently in the community. And I'm going to ask Kevin to jump in too, because I think he has also a unique perspective on some of the things that we do, sometimes even on an informal basis here, to really help people achieve that goal of living independently.
From the standpoint of participants' informal interactions, I know that we have traded information on things such as, hey, where can I get a water bottle holder to put on my wheelchair? Where should I get a wheelchair? What kind of seat system works for you? All of those conversations happen every day. And we obviously, none of us are trained experts in that, but we have learned through years and trial and error a lot of things that work. We've coached each other on dietary issues. But there's experts there too, of course. And I see them work with people on fixing a little piece of equipment that day, a part of their wheelchair that needs to be tightened, or it's not turning well on a caster. So I'm not saying you should expect repair there, because they know where you can go for that. There are connections there too, but little things like that happen all the time. And I haven't seen anyone, I've seen real specific cases of people who I never thought would graduate to living independently through hard work and determination are now doing so.
Right. I think it's one of the things that we didn't necessarily touch on in the tour, but is just a really fundamental part of what we do here at the Stephen A. Orthwein Center is we are a community. And obviously, things look a little different now because of COVID. We're operating under a little different parameters than we typically would, but even with those restrictions, there's still a lot of opportunities to feel part of a larger community and feel very supported, which I don't think we can underestimate the impact that can have on helping someone reach their goals, whether that's exercise or any sort of life goal. So very, very important. So let's see, let's go on to our next question. We have a couple of questions specifically about equipment, and we have a question about some of the benefits that we've seen when people have used that functional electrical stimulation, and I'll answer that. And just that we really find that functional electrical stimulation can be a powerful tool in helping somebody as part of their strengthening program. So if someone is not able to use traditional strengthening equipment, then this is a way to get access to voluntary muscle movement, muscle activation that you just really would be difficult to do otherwise. And so it's been a really powerful tool, again, for helping people access strengthening as part of their exercise program in a way that they wouldn't be able to do otherwise, and also just helping people stay healthy in the long run. So we all wish, I'm a physical therapist. I wish therapy could last forever, but unfortunately it doesn't. There's a lot of living that goes on after therapy is done, and staying strong and staying healthy over a lifetime is something that's really important, and FES can be a key part of doing that for people. And then Kevin, someone actually asked you specifically if you have a favorite piece of equipment.
Yeah, I think it would be the dual pulley system. Weights on each side you can adjust for right or left hand. For me, I can roll up into that in a wheelchair and do a variety of exercises. You can set it at different heights, and you can do real important work. As a person who rolls forward all day, I can work on my back muscles to balance things out and do some exercises that were actually taught to me by Logan doctors. So when I was there for some shoulder issues, which we were able to work on. So yeah, I think that would be my favorite that I use regularly.
Right, and that's a great segue into another question, which is how do we really work with these other organizations who are in our building, Logan University and Washington University Program in Occupational Therapy. So we're very fortunate to have these partners in our building because we provide very complementary services. So as you learned during the tour, Washington University Program in Occupational Therapy provides direct therapy services, and also is conducting really valuable research that helps us direct what we do in the Stephen A. Orthwein Center. And then Logan University is providing chiropractic care under a medical model, so treating medical conditions, which we do not do at the Stephen A. Orthwein Center. We are post-rehabilitation. We are working on fitness, not on addressing medical needs. So it's wonderful to have those resources right here in the same building and to be able to refer people. And also, if our clinicians and staff need to talk to one another, of course, with the permission of the participant, it's nice to have such easy access to collaboration if that's appropriate for the person that we're working with. So we're really grateful for that. Okay, so next question is about what do our adapted exercise specialists do during these one-on-one sessions? How do they tailor exercise programs to meet the needs of each individual? And so the first step in that, as I mentioned before, is that when someone joins the Stephen A. Orthwein Center, we set up an hour with one of our staff members where we can kind of get to know that person and get to know their exercise goals. And then based on that, we can help them determine whether exercising more independently is the best option, or whether, again, working one-on-one with an adapted exercise specialist is going to provide the most benefits. So it's really an opportunity for you to have access to a very skilled trainer who's going to set up a specific customized exercise plan for you, hold you accountable to that exercise plan, which is really, really important. And then again, also helping you maximize the time that you're coming to an exercise. So if you're working with that adaptive exercise specialist, you know that what you're doing is safe, it's effective, and that you're really getting the most out of that time that you're coming into exercise. And the other thing that we've really learned over time is that, especially if you have a newer injury or you're just coming out of rehab, a lot of times it's difficult to know how to exercise. What am I supposed to do in what can be a new normal for a lot of people? And so spending time, investing that time with an adaptive exercise specialist, so you really know for sure I'm getting off on a good foot with my exercise program. That can just be immensely beneficial in making sure that you are on a good exercise trajectory for the rest of your life, because that's really what we want. But also, I don't want to minimize the fact that we our ultimate goal is for people to be exercising independently. So that's where we want to really help people transition at the right pace and time for that person into being able to come into the gym and exercise independently. So kind of our next question is, do we work with people with cognitive impairments or people who are frail, or maybe, what if, how much supervision and assistance are we providing when somebody comes in to exercise and they're just coming in to use the gym? And that's a really great question. So we always have at least one staff member available on our gym floor, and that staff member can help with light setup on a piece of equipment, and maybe transferring to a piece of equipment, or a little bit of consultation on how to use a piece of equipment. But the staff member is not directing what you're going to do. You are exercising independently, and we're just there for a little bit of quick help, and then we're going to walk away and go help someone else with exercise. So we're always available, but it's a gym, open gym. So during that time, you're coming in and exercising independently and figuring out what you want to do and what's best for you. And I'm going to let Kevin kind of share a little bit about, if he's comfortable, a little bit about what his exercise routine is when he comes in to exercise at the Orthwein Center.
I am very independent when I come into work. I'm able to do all the things that I need to. There are times when I will have someone put a little extra weight on my wheelchair so it doesn't move. That way I can work the pulley system a little harder so it doesn't drag my wheelchair right into it. But so much of the equipment for upper body use, wheelchair, you can just roll right up to it. You can set the weight amount, you can change the settings, and you can use it, which is wonderful. I'm blessed to be able to have a strong upper body, and we won't talk about the legs. They're gone in function, but anywhere from I'm at that one end, I think, but there's people at different levels of the spectrum as far as the need for a little guidance or a lot of help in getting each piece of equipment set up for them.
Right. So as a longtime member, Kevin is very knowledgeable about our equipment, but and what he needs to do to stay healthy. But as a new member, it's often incredibly helpful to invest in spending some time with the adapted exercise specialist. Again, so you know, and you have that confidence that you are getting your exercise plan off on the right trajectory, because our goal is for you to be everyone to be a lifelong exercise participant. And on that note, we have a question that asking whether our scholarships are available for one-on-one care or one-on-one exercise services, or just for the monthly membership fees. And that's a really great question. And right now, our scholarships are only available to cover the general gym membership, so those monthly membership fees. Currently, one-on-one exercise training sessions are not covered by scholarship at this time. So great question there. And then we've had a couple of questions about COVID, which I think is, an important topic to address. So we have made some changes, obviously, to the way that we operate, and are taking lots of precautions to help keep everyone safe during this pandemic. So we are open now by appointment only, even when you're coming in to exercise independently. We limit the number of people who are in the building at any one time. And as you saw on the tour, we're really grateful to have a very large space. So social distancing is absolutely not a problem. We also have lots of cleaning supplies available around, so that people who are coming in to exercise can clean the equipment before and after they use it. And if that's not something that they're able to do independently, they can always ask a staff member for help with that. And we also do require face coverings at all times while you're in the building, even while you're exercising. Yep. And then let's see, we just have a couple more minutes, so I think we can probably get to maybe one more question. Let's see, we've got one more question I think we can get to, which is, do you have the ability to transfer participants who need total assistance to be able to transfer to some of the equipment? And that is a great question. And the answer is yes. We, our staff is able to do total assistance transfers. Sometimes that means we have multiple staff members helping with a transfer. We also have equipment like Hoyer lifts available to us to help facilitate total assistance transfers if needed. So we are very used to helping people move around who are at all sorts of mobility levels. So, wait, I see one more great question that just came through. So we're gonna make this our last question before we sign off. And this final question is, do you have a formal mentorship between members? That is an absolutely wonderful question. And so Paraquad does have a formal peer mentoring program in which we match people with mentors who are at their same stage in life, who are, going through or have gone through something similar, and who can really provide, again, that valuable perspective from someone who has lived it. And so, yes, we do. Paraquad does offer formal peer mentor services. So, great questions. There were a couple of very kind of person-specific questions that I didn't get to. So if you asked something specific and I didn't answer it, know that I do see all of your questions, and we'll follow up individually with you if it was a very specific question. So that looks like all the time that we have. Kevin, thank you so much for joining us today. If you would like to learn more, if you would like to join, or if you would like to donate to the Orthwein Center, please visit our website, orthweincenter.org. And the video that you saw earlier of the tour will be available soon on our website. So you can watch it again, or let other people know that it's available for them to watch it. We are just so grateful that you all joined us today, and we hope to see you at the Stephen A. Orthwein Center soon.